April 28th, 8 p.m. How's it going, everyone? Wow, what a trip what I just seen. And I don't really like watching mainstream media, but I seen something that caught my eye, and I gotta go over it. All right. A lot of you know this is gonna trip you guys all out. Okay, so when we started the Flat Earth versus Fear Earth group, um, when we started the Flat Earth versus Fear Earth group, and we decided to attack mainstream media and to grab their information, twist it around, and put it back out there. Like the globe stuff, mainly the globe stuff. All that, all those cart, cartoon globes and propaganda of the globe, and it was really easy to make fun of all that stuff. And when we first started, engineering the flat earth versus fear, we said we had to make an impact. We had to be able to capture people's imagination that was stuck on this that could easily be caught by propaganda. And the reason the reason why we use the flat earth meme. Let me back up out of Joseph. Well, no, let me go ahead with Joseph Goebbels. Okay, so Goebbels, or that's why I pronounce his name. Sorry if it's not right for you Germans. Okay, so this guy right here. Wow. We'll go ahead and use the Wikipedia. I don't have a problem. So Joseph Goebbels, or however they would say it was one of Adolf Hitler's closest and most devoted acolytes, known for his skills in public speaking and his deeply virulent anti-Semitism, which was evident in his publicly voiced views. He advocated progressively harsher discrimination, including the extermination of the Jews. Now look, this guy right here was the real brain. I don't care what anyone said, like Hitler this, Hitler that, Hitler. Nah, 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 nah. Hitler was a puppet. This guy right here was one of the main smarts, or one of the main intelligence behind that whole Nazi movement that they were having. Now, the reason why I'm bringing him up is because he was the... See, right here, his occupation is a propagandist. Politician, right here. Propagandist politician. And let me see. So, propaganda ministry. He was the head of the Ministry of Propaganda. It was also called... Let's go back. Joseph Goebbels. Ministry. Nazi propaganda. Ministry for Public Enlightenment. So as you guys can see right there, and we'll go to pbs.org. So Joseph Goebbels, get off my screen. Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep it. Okay, so was a small man with a large head, a crippled foot. No. Unlike Adolf Hitler, whose rough voice sometimes broke when he reached a fever, Goebbels' speech was deep and resonant, never wavering from his carefully crafted message of German superiority and rabid anti-Semitism. As Hitler's Minister of Public Enlightenment and Propaganda, Goebbels masterminded the Nazi propaganda machine and executed its murderous agenda, and no one believed his message more than Goebbels himself. So as we can see right here, this is the Ministry of Propaganda. Okay? And it came from the Nazis. And that's what actually pushed the Nazis into power. And that's what actually the technology that they worked on to brainwash people was literally impressive, even though evil. You know, I can only admire their evil technology and evil tactics. Honestly. So this guy was the main guy. Now, a lot of what I do is based on his tactics, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. Now, when people start talking about the meme, like, why did we start using memes? All right, let me back up. World War II pamphlets. So basically, in World War II, World War One, they would make these pamphlets, and they would bomb the people with these pamphlets. It wasn't just America, the Nazis, or the Japanese. It was everyone. Everyone has used this tactic, but it has existed for a long time. I can't even tell you who made this tactic up. But you would go somewhere and drop a bunch of propaganda even before, like, airplanes and stuff. You would spread this type of propaganda, let everyone know this is coming, this is gonna happen. And yeah, so these are memes, guys. Look at this. These are memes. They're memes. And so why did we start using flat earth memes, and why was that our main tool to combat tyrants? So today, as I'm watching mainstream media, I'm like, what the hell is United States government doing? What is wrong with you idiots? Like I said, so you guys can see right there. I literally tied the. I'm yeah. So everyone was like, yeah, it's a psyop. The flat Earth movement was a psyop created by the CIA. No, close, but not close enough. Okay, the flat Earth versus fear Earth movement got big off of Facebook and spread out. Okay, and it was based on these tactics, guys. I wasn't alone. Everyone agreed with me. This was the method or procedure we would use. We were also using science, by debunking the process of elimination. You just eliminate the lies real easy. So Yosef Goebbels was the propaganda, the minister of public enlightenment and propaganda. So they had a ministry for public enlightenment and propaganda. Now, public enlightenment, that's like people telling the truth, people being, truthful. That's what they're saying. People talking the truth and propaganda. So people talking the truth and propaganda. Now, today some crazy shit just happened. I just seen it. And I have to go back to the mainstream media. Biden. Oh, Disinformation board? Was it board? Sorry. Fat fingers. Disinformation Bureau. Do you guys understand what this is? The Disinformation Governance Board. This is not a joke, guys. This is real. This really happened. So this idiot Biden, or whoever's behind him, because we all know he's just a puppet. And I've been saying that the far left is definitely tied to the central bankers. Now, I could easily tie the far right to the central bankers, which I will do in about a minute. But the whole purpose of this this episode, this show I'm doing today, is that I'm showing that this Biden Disinformation Board, okay, is basically, that's the same thing as the propaganda, the Ministry of Propaganda. The Ministry of Propaganda from the Nazis were exactly they were that's what they're doing, the same thing. They were combating disinformation and misinformation supposedly. Look at this shit. White House defends DHS disinformation's board. This is horrible, guys. United States government just went totally anti-American and absolutely Nazi. This is some like neo-Nazi shit right here. I can easily show you guys. I just did. Okay, the Disinformation Governance Board is, so if you want to go ahead and look them up. So say the White House announced its support for an effort from the DHS to crack down on what it considers to be online disinformation, and there's basically on social. They're talking about social media is what they're saying. Now, so right now this whole freedom of speech, everyone already. I've been saying this for years already. All right, globalization is totally un-American, absolutely un-American. Globalization is an attack on freedom of speech, freedom of travel, freedom to gather, freedom of assembly. Like we all of those natural laws, albeit they are constitutional laws, they are actually natural laws. Humans speak. Humans gather in groups, tribes, friends, circles. Call it what you will. Large families. Humans do that. Humans speak. They speak no matter what. All right. Those are natural laws. Humans need to travel. They need to move from place to place. They are not plants or trees to be stuck in one spot. These are natural laws. These are unbreakable, inalienable laws. We travel, we speak, and we gather. That's what we do. That's humanity. Okay? So for us to not have those, those options, and then they take away the social media part of it too. We are in a real jail, and these guys have just formed the jailers. Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas testified Wednesday that a disinformation governance board had recently been created to combat online disinformation and political. Reported Nina Jankowicz, who previously served as a disinformation fellow at the Wilson Center, will head the board as executive director. Now, she's a nutcase. She is a straight nutcase. And this is like I just seen something. I gotta give it up to I gotta give the credit up to Carl Tuckerson, because that's how I seen this she was singing. Nina song gonna get popped up right away. It's ridiculous. Well, I don't know where it's at. I'm not gonna go through. You guys can look her up. It's too much to go through. To go through her. No, that's the wrong person too. Let me see. Yeah, singing about disinformation. Oh, yeah, they're not gonna show her font. That's right. If you start looking, it'll be a while before you find it, because it is so ridiculous the way she sings. It is so ridiculous the way she sings. She is insane, guys. And this is the lady that's gonna tell you guys what is truth and what is not truth. And they're talking about they're gonna arrest you and shit. How to lose the information war. She goes on. She says a lot of dumb shit. She's really dumb. A pandemic. Oh, so, anyways, yeah. Let me back away from her. She's off topic, because if anything, she's just again one of the smaller puppets, and they're like, who can we? Wow, that's ridiculous. So the point being, that there's the Disinformation's governance board is exactly the same as a ministry of propaganda that the Nazis had. It's the same thing. It even it's, I'm technically speaking, it's the same Disinformation's governance board, and what they had was the ministry of propaganda. Like, United States government has gone full un-American. That is not American at all. Excuse me. So everyone's like, yeah, the far left, yeah. So the far left is following globalization right now. So what happens is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in charge, because so the far left we've seen already, the Smith-Mundt Act, which I explained on the which I explained in the New World Order video. If you guys haven't seen it, you need to scroll down, check it out on the list of my videos. You'll see I explained the Smith-Mundt Act. This came from the far left. Okay, so everyone's like, yeah, the far left, they're the ones that are attacking. But, okay, the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act came from the far right. Okay, the Patriot Act came from the far right. So you can't sit there and say that the far left is all to blame for the way everything is going down right now. That's far from the truth. Pun intended. So both the far left and the far right are under control of these globalist assholes that are basically the central bankers. And you add the Patriot Act, you add that to the Smith-Mundt Act in America, okay? And then you add now this whole globalization, United Nations takeover, which they're really taking over slowly but surely. And a lot of people are now realizing what's going on. It's, even Elon Musk and a lot of other people. And Elon Musk is supposedly a globehead. And I'm like, look, he's on mainstream media, all right? He's on mainstream media. They need someone to look like the good guy. They always need a good guy. And you need the bad guy. You good cop, bad cop. No, these are basic government tactics. That's like the most widely used tactic the government uses. Good cop, bad cop. All right. So that you add the Patriot Act, and then you add the so you can even read on the Patriot Act to strengthen measures to prevent the use of U.S. financial system for personal gain by corrupt foreign officials and stolen assets used in countries to whom assets belong. So it sounds like they're trying to fight globalization, but in reality, what they did is they enabled globalization. These guys are great at doing this, at twisting stuff around. So having said that, let's move back. We knew this was coming. All right, everyone that's been around as long, from the very first Flat Earth versus Fear Earth group, and probably the second wave of Flat Earth versus Fear Earth groups. We seen this coming. We spoke about it all the time. We all know all of this brainwashing technology comes from paperclip. Okay, so Operation Paperclip, and we'll just look at the images. We won't read into it. And so here what you have, this right here are the supposedly scientists that were brought over when the Nazis, when their empire failed, when that empire finally came to an end. Okay, because they pretty much were an empire. When their empire came to an end, these guys were the ones that were behind all of that propaganda technology. All right. NASA came from these guys. NASA is big, and you guys can NASA TV. We'll go to NASA TV. We'll bounce around a bit. All right, it's television. Okay, it's television. NASA television. They say it's TV. Okay, and we know NASA came from the Nazis. We know that. NASA Nazi scientists. I mean, it's not even it's not hidden. It's not something they're hiding. Everyone can look this up. It's becoming common knowledge now. A lot of people know this. Okay, how German scientists work for NASA. Werner von Braun. We're talking about the V-12 rocket. The rockets came from all this. They're like, yeah, you guys are like, no, this can't be true. Yeah, everything you guys know about, outer space and these mythical astronaut sky daddies that you guys worship. You guys are worshiping brainwashing crap. It's a lie. NASA is Nazi TV. Straight out. All right. That whole outer space shit has been a scam. It always was a scam. What it does is it unites. It makes people believe that they should unite together. Turn your back on your constitution. Turn your back on your individual rights, and follow this totalitarian agenda. Okay. All right. Globalization is an attack on humanity, and it goes this far back. We have been combating them with their own tactics. The flat Earth versus fear Earth people. There's globies and flurfs, flat earthers that actually work together in the name of science. Here's the thing, though. Okay, you globeheads need to accept that the globe is a belief. It is not a provable fact. It is not a provable fact, no matter what you say. Okay, it is a belief. It is a belief that has been twisted many, many times. Probably since the beginning of time, if there is such a thing, which you guys know I don't believe in. I just say that. Since the beginning of time. As if time would have a beginning. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so yeah. So when we started making the memes, what we were doing, like, okay, look. Here's a real simple one. Get off my screen. Globe, Earth. Right? So you see this? So look at all these different images. Okay, it's real simple. I could click on this image, okay, make a screenshot, and write LOL on it, and laugh about this. It's ridiculous. This right here, this imagery is brought to you by the telecommunications industry. The telecommunications industry and propaganda, okay, came from the Ministry of Propaganda. Ministry of Propaganda. Look at that angel. Is that a mythical astronaut sky daddy? Or is it an angel? Is it an eagle? It controls the sky, dum-dums. He who controls the skies. Like a god. Okay? This is not the first time there's the Ministry of Truth, Art of Propaganda. I mean, this goes back, guys, really far. This is not the first time this happened. All right? Every time they reset the world reserve currency, as they call it. All right? Every time they reset it, they do this. This happens every like 100 years or so. And they always include this a big flu. You could go back to the Spanish flu and the plague, and they do this like they've done this throughout reality. People like Joseph Goebbels knew that. They knew that. Okay, it's not the first time that they've had a minister of propaganda. America came right behind the Nazis with their stupid shit. Look at that. All right? Memes. Those are memes. These are all memes, guys. All right? Tell me that's not a meme. Okay, these memes, this stuff goes. Has been against everything. They've used this like using memes that goes back far, far, far back, all the way to like whenever someone wants to, whenever the government wants to run an attack on something, they start with memes. The only thing us Flat Earth versus Fear Earth group did, mainly the globe, mainly the Flat Earthers, is we made our own memes, mainly based off of their crap. It's easy to grab this shit right here, this globalization crap. This little stupid toy is evil as hell. It's evil as hell. Look how many different images there is. Ask anyone. Oh yeah, use your favorite crayons and show me what you see in your mind. You're gonna see. It's not. I mean, which one of these? Look at this shit. Don't tell me that you're not brainwashed to. Don't tell me you're not brainwashed to. Look at this, worshiping it. All right. Don't tell me this is not a religion. All right. Don't tell me this is not a religion. It is definitely a religion. All right, guys. It's a new world order, and this is the cause behind it. A stupid toy globe, which is actually that's all it is, guys. What the hell? I like. Come on, man. This goes back as far as the Romans. All right. I've already explained. This goes beyond the Romans. Globus cruciger all. The globus cruciger, also known as the orb and cross, is an orb surmounted by a cross. It has been Christian symbol authority since the middle, used on coins. Let me see. Let's go right there. The cross represents Christ's dominion over the orb of the world, literally held in hand of an earthly ruler. In the iconography of Western art, when Christ himself holds the globe, he is called Salvator Mundi, Latin for Savior of the world. Okay, don't tell me you're like, no, I'm an atheist, and then you're running around with a globe in your hand. Hold up your globe, show it to us. The cross is a representative of Christ and his sacrifice, while the orb or the globe represents the world. Even before Christianity, the pagans used the globe as a symbol of authority. Holding it in one's hands, having it under one's foot, was a clear visual message of established power or supremacy over the world. And I've explained over and over. If you read the book of Poimanders, that's the Hermetic, that Hermetic knowledge, that Hermetic book, where Hermes talks to Poimanders. Poimanders tells Hermes that if you get people to believe in the globe, that you could control their head. If you could put the globe in someone's head, you could control their head. Straight up. This is an old brainwashing tactic. Very old, very old, very, very old. None of you guys ever seen that globe, all right? You won't ever. You will only be brainwashed. Okay? You will only be brainwashed by the government. All right? It's not even, scholarly articles for it. I mean, we could go on and on about this. And I just explained, it's not just the far left. Stop playing the blame game, everyone. This divide and conquer shit that they got us going through right now it's fucking blatantly obvious. You got the Patriot Act, that was the far right. You got the Smith-Mundt Act, that's the far left. Okay? 9/11 happened while the far right was in power. So don't sit there and blame. Don't sit there and be like, yeah, it's because the Democrats, the extremist Democrats, and man, it's all of them. It's all of the ones that are caught by the central bankers who take over the far, whether it's the far left or the far right, whoever they decide to put in charge during their propaganda tactics. Telecommunications affects the nervous system. Advanced digital networks look a lot like the human nervous system. Technology central nervous system needs attention. Now, just as central nervous system enables the human body to operate a highly functional telecommunication, blah, blah, blah. Communication is neural networks, blah, blah, blah. The impact of digital revolution on the human brain and behavior. Analytical modeling and experimental validation for info. Wired and wireless components of the brain, Scientific American blogs. Scientists demonstrate direct brain-to-brain communication. Network communication in the brain, MIT Press Direct. Models of communication and control for the brain networks. Effects of 5G wireless communication on human health. Communications efficiency and congestion of signal traffic in large. How brain cells communicate with each other. How neurons communicate. I can go on and on and on. All right? Telecommunications was invented to manipulate communications. It's that simple. All right? The far left and the far right are on telecommunications. The telecommunications infrastructure is owned by big tech, by the oligarchy, by the central bankers, by the Freemasons, by the reptilians, by by Mickey Mouse. Call them what you want. Call them assholes. You know, I don't give a fuck what you call them. We already knew that they would lie and hide behind different names. You can't identify them if you can't label them. All right? Don't tell me that don't tell me that you've seen something on TV and that's proof. Because that is not science. That is not proof. All right? The government is attacking us all. It's the far left and the far right are both owned by telecom giants, the telecom cartels. All right? The telecom cartels, big brother, big tech, whatever. I don't care what you call them. You can call them what you want. All right? You can call them reptilians if you want. I really don't care. We know who we're talking about. We're all talking to, we could babble about it, but we all know who we're talking about. It's the same assholes that have been, like, look at the Vatican is one of the main assholes behind all this shit. All right? These guys, that bank is the most eldest. I think is the eldest and probably the most richest bank right now. I don't know if it's not, because we wouldn't know. Because they're so secretive about their how their bank works, how their bank system works. So yeah, so as you guys can see, if you're seeing something on TV, all right, if you got something on TV and it's mainstream, all right, know this, okay, that TV shit is getting into your brain. It's overtaking your nervous system. It is engineered to do so. It's engineered to put your mind in the hand or under the foot of the central bankers. Do you guys even science, bro?